Hi, my name is Steve Austin, and here at Taylor, I serve as the Associate Dean and Director of Student Programs, which is fancy talk for working with amazing student leaders, former now and current, and I'll have them introduce themselves.
Yes, my name is Tally Valentine. I am the outgoing student body vice president with TSO, which really means I get to work with a group of people to plan events, but also talk about campus. I've been involved with TSO for all 4 years of Taylor, and it's been a really cool experience. I get to work with amazing people like these two, and also get to have really creative, interesting events to participate in and help plan, see behind the scenes, which we'll talk more about. But yeah.
And I'm Anna Craig, and I'll be getting to fill that role next year and get to do many of the same things that Tally did this past year alongside Emmanuel Terrell. So looking forward to that. Yeah.
Well, I'd love to ask you guys a few questions here since we're talking about student involvement. I'd be curious for you guys, going back to your freshman selves, what did you get involved in and how did you get involved in that here on campus, given that there's so many opportunities and so many different ways or different paths that students find this club or this activity? So maybe just share a little bit about what you found and the path that took you there.
Well, I could start, but I'm curious what yours is too, because you don't usually talk about this since once you're in it, you're in it. And it's funny how it all happens, because for me, I arrived from Colorado, which just felt really far, and Taylor was this place I had never really been. I hadn't really done a 24 at Taylor even. So I was looking at everything going on and I was like, I want to do that, but how do you get from point A to point B? I was living on a pretty small wing. My roommate and I became really close, and we kind of were encouraging each other to go for things. So I would recommend that. But one of the things I went for was I started working at the coffee shop and pretty early on because I needed a job. So I was going to go work at Chick-fil-A. I was going to put in my application, and then I met the owners of the Jumping Bean and introduced myself and talked to them. So that would be my tip if I were to distill it to one thing, is just talk to people, and you'll find that there are more things than what you expected. And so from that experience, I met the people that invited me to go on the spring break mission trip I went on to Daytona, or I got to be on ICC as a freshman, which this is all telling you that I was over-involved. I did too much at first, and that has followed me. However, I met, it's all about who you're meeting, and if you're meeting like-minded people, a lot of the times you get to be stretched to say, oh, there are more clubs opportunities than you knew at first. So maybe I would tell past Tally, take your time because you're going to find awesome things to do, but that there's more than you expected, and often it takes a little bit of a risk and just putting yourself out there, and you'll meet the people, but I don't know, what's your experience?
Yeah, so I came in my freshman year running cross country, and so I feel like a lot of my community was the team, but then, and was vaguely familiar with everything with TSO because my sister had attended Taylor. So I had kind of heard of TSO, but without really knowing exactly what they did. And I think for me, it was just a matter of doing what I was passionate about. I think there are so many opportunities that it's maybe I should apply for this, or maybe I should do this. But I think the thing I found is that doors will open where your heart is really passionate. So it's wherever you desire to be, and I am so passionate about that. I want to go after that. Follow the rabbit trails because it'll lead to really great things. I got involved with TSO my sophomore year and had the opportunity to work under Stephanie Mathika, who is Global Engagement Cabinet President. And I really feel her development leadership-wise of just pointing out things that I couldn't see in myself has, that's why I'm here, honestly. So I think just if you follow your heart, which sounds super cliche, but it's kind of true. If you follow where you're genuinely passionate about and not just because you want the title or want to be there, there will be really good people that'll meet you there. And you'll just see doors opening that you never really could have expected, but you'll meet great people these two people sitting next to me. So I think just, going where you feel specifically you can add something by just being your genuine self. It would be my advice, but it's been a good run.
It's been a long time since I was a Taylor freshman, but a lot of what I'm about to share still remains true. I know when I came also as an athlete, Anna, in the off season looking for opportunities to plug in, and because I was a part of that smaller community, didn't know about a whole lot of the other things that all my friends who weren't involved in athletics had already been exposed to. But one of the things, and this is why I really appreciate Residence Life here, is that your wing and floor, which hopefully many of you already have learned about, but if not, your wing and floor become this really rich place, not just to meet people and to have fun and do ordinary life with, but also to like compete with in intramurals. And so for me, knowing that in our intramural structure, most people compete with the people that they live with, and that's both fun, but also a new way to get to know your friend 2 doors down who you only like brush your teeth next to for like 2 months. And so, knowing that things like intramurals get plugged in via your wing and floor, the same thing would be true with Airband, which Tally has helped plan for several years, is that you participate in Airband largely with your wing and floor. And so there's some really cool natural connections that just happen by being willing to engage right where you live. So we're talking a little bit about the who and what and the how, but maybe one layer deeper, I'd love to hear what you guys might say is an aspect of student involvement, but that next level of like, what is a part of student culture? Like, what's a value or what's something that you've come to deeply appreciate as you've gotten involved that maybe is more character forming or just past the like, this is what we did and this is how fun it was, or this is what it meant to me.
Yeah, I think we talk about creativity a lot, and that's kind of what I would center on, is that word, because when I've reflected on the past 4 years, if I had an idea for something to do, there were probably resources to do it. Like I could probably make it happen, but not only make it happen, but pull alongside other people who have like vision and other skill sets. So like I love art. And so if I'm helping plan something like Airband, our giant lip sync battle, and we have a theme, and the idea is something like, I want to make a decoration that is like, it was a space themed Airband. It's like a solar system hanging from the chapel ceiling. Like you could do that, and actually you could execute it, and you could get people who are more engineering minded who are like, you should probably use like not a hula hoop because it might like slip out of the fishing line. Like let's use something else or something like that. And I think that the TSO office becomes an idea factory, but also like, a place where you can get really excited about something really big, but actually execute it and get other students involved, and just like seeing how student involvement can be a place to say what Anna was talking about, what am I passionate about and who do I need to connect with to make an event happen. So it could be a really thoughtful event about something you're passionate about that is a bit quieter, a bit something like let's do a panel and talk about a hard topic, or it can be an actual party and you can make like a dance happen. And we've seen a lot of creativity happen where, we have someone on our team named Jasmine who's done main stage for 2 years, and I knew her as a freshman. She was on my wing, and I knew she loved music. And to see that transform into her bringing some really big artists that are like her favorites and become other people's favorites to campus. So like Johnny Swim or the New Respects or the Oh Hellos, like there's been a lot of bands that come, and my friends at other schools would be like, wait, they came to Taylor? Or what is Taylor? Like, I feel like you guys are just doing so many random fun things. But that's Taylor. I think because we're in the middle of nowhere, we actually get to say like, let's be creative within the space we do have, and we're going to be here for it on a Saturday night. Like I'm never bored. In fact, I like have been given resources to make my ideas come alive and be participated in by other people. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I would echo that, but also would just add to, but maybe even just reemphasize the capacity for connection and collaboration. I think before this year, have never really seen a team work together so well, and have just felt really thankful to be a part of something like TSO this past year. But just getting to see everyone's ideas come together and realize that each person on a team or on a wing or any group that you're a part of brings something unique that nobody else in that group can bring, but it's crucial to making the team what it is. So I think for me, just getting to see that theme kind of run through my time at Taylor has been really encouraging. Of just wherever I'm going, I know that like this group has been put together, or this class has been put together with unique stories and backgrounds and perspectives that help us each see a fuller view of reality, and just feel, I guess, a part of something bigger than ourselves. So I think just getting to really use the creativity and say, okay, this is only in my head, but it can become reality. And I think that's something that Steve does really well, is just like, the possibilities are actual possibilities. They're not just like empty dreams. So I think just knowing that there are people around you that are going to support you and that are going to hear your dream, and you're going to be like, this is crazy, but they're going to say, you can do it. And like that, knowing that, seeing that be possible multiple times has really kind of, I don't know, it's changed the way that I approach, life, of just like, this is just an idea. Maybe I don't know how this is going to happen, but if we work together, we can make it happen. And I think that is something that is like a tangible demonstration of what TSO is. So I've just enjoyed that. Yeah.
You know, you guys, as you guys are talking, it makes me think about how much I value from faculty and administrators and working with students like you, how much I value curiosity in our campus. And I know we're an imperfect place, but by and large, our students do have not just like there's everyday questions, but then there's also big existential questions that are in all honesty, are lifelong questions that you can't or won't answer at Taylor. But that if you're willing to ask your questions, if you're willing to bring your curiosity along with you, there are great students like Anna and Tally who you will meet, and they will have other names and other experiences and come from other places. But the opportunity to be curious together and to, for me on a team with both Anna and Tally this year, to have my curiosity sharpened by their own curiosity and their own questions and where they're coming from and the questions that I would never think about. And then for us in the capacity that we're in creating programs with students, for students like yourselves, to invite you to the table, to bring your curiosity to learn more about our world, learn more about how our faith interacts with this world, whether it's a super niche question where like it's very specific for you as a person and as a philosophy major, or whether it's just a very large question about who God's shaping you to be in that moment through the experiences, maybe beautiful or painful, that you're having. I just really value that our community is one of curiosity. As we're wrapping up here, you guys have both given some great advice. I wish you'd given this advice to me before my freshman year here at Taylor. Is there anything else that you would add to that?
I think it's be yourself, and when you come here, be expectant to be surprised by this place. I had no idea what was about to happen to me, but I just graduated, last week. And so for me, looking back, I'm completely a different person, but maybe I'm more myself because of the people I rub shoulders with and the quirky things I did, like putting together Turtleneck Tuesday every Tuesday my freshman year. You can do that. You can have fun. But also you can go to a panel about, for me, it's like, there's an event where you get to talk about big ideas it's called NSLC, and I've learned so much about my discipline of writing, but also the world, like politics and thinking and science. It just, you're gonna learn so much. So just be open-handed. That would be my biggest thing.
Yeah, I think just realizing that God is writing a story in your life, and it's going to be different than other people's that are next to you, but it won't be any less amazing. And I think that it's easy to say if I am not in a leadership position, what's my significance? But knowing that your path will cross with people on campus where you'll make a connection and you will not know how that happened, and it'll be beautiful. And so I think just trusting that God is going to continue to grow you during your time at Taylor, and you're going to have experiences and connections with people that you'll carry for the rest of your life. And so I think even just trusting that and realizing that you have a space here at Taylor, you're wanted, and there will be people that will see you and know you in ways that they'll have your back no matter what. So I think just trusting that those connections will be there, even if they may not evidence themselves right away, that you'll bump into people who really, really do care about you. And see you as your full self. So I think, just realizing that like you will change from freshman year to senior year for sure. You'll grow and you'll learn and you'll make mistakes, but it's makes a beautiful picture at the end to just say, like, it's cool to see all the paths that life has brought me through and then standing here. And I think we can all agree to that. But just trusting that, you're welcome here, you're wanted here, and we want to see you. So.
One of my former faculty members used to say, way leads to way. And as we're talking about ways to plug in or involve, like, it could just be for fun, and it could be a way to get exercise and connect with friends. It could be a way to like pursue a question. But I think the thing that we would encourage is just like getting involved. You have no idea where that may lead you. And I really do believe way leads to way. So taking a risk, exploring, seeing if that's for you, and seeing then how that shapes you, forms you is really powerful. And these two amazing leaders and women are highly representative of that.